Hello, Vanessa. Hello.
Yes, Miss
I
Barbara.
think we'll go ahead and get started. Do you see the screen, the topic schedule?
Yes, GED
Okay,
math
topic
topic,
schedule.
today's date.
Okay, and so we'll do our homework first, and then we'll look at some fraction word problems, and hopefully we'll get to some order of operation problems. Now, did you do your homework?
No, Miss Barbara.
No. Okay, let's look at our homework. Let me do a new share and bring up the homework. Okay, let's do it together then.
Okay.
You see the homework on the screen?
Yes.
And what's the first problem?
Number one, it's 3 divided by 9, multiplied by 2, divided by 5.
So it's just a straight multiplication, right? So what's the rule for multiplication of fractions, Vanessa?
Division is something, then you flip.
Yeah, that's right, with the division. But what about multiplication?
You don't because it's you have to find we call it the common.
Least common denominator?
Yes.
No, not in multiplication. Remember I said multiplication of fractions is the easiest operation. It's just a straight multiply the top numbers, which are the numerators, and then multiply the bottom numbers, which are the denominators. Right? So what are the numerators here in these two fractions?
The top is the numerator, right? And the bottom is the denominator.
That's correct.
Okay, the numerator is 3 and 2.
That's right. So we just multiply 3 times 2.
6.
And that's right. And what are the denominators?
9 times 5.
Right, 9 times 5.
So you get 6 over 45.
Okay, so that would be 9
times 5.
times 5. All right, so the top one we get, what's 3 times 2?
Yes, 3 times 2 is 6.
Okay, so that's equal 6. And 9 times 5?
9 times 5 is equal to 45.
Okay, so that we put 45 as our denominator. Now, is that simplified, Vanessa? 6 over 45, is that in its simplest form?
6 over 45. Could it go for the 6? 6 is 36. 6 7 is 42.
Think of a number
A number can
that
divide.
that can divide into 6 and also divide into 45. What is the number?
3.
3. Very good.
Yep.
3. So we can divide the 6 by 3, right?
3.
And then we can divide the 45 by 3. So what do we get?
Okay, you would get 2 over 15.
Very good. 2. And that would be over 15. And that's the answer in its simplest form. So it would be 2 and the denominator, just like you said, 3 times 15 is 45. So that would be 15. That's your answer.
Yes.
So your answer would be 3 over 15. All right.
Yes.
So remember the multiplication, Vanessa. That's the easiest operation to do with fractions. You don't have to do anything. Just multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, and simplify if necessary.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Now, when you were saying least common denominator, you have to do that with addition and with subtraction.
Okay.
But you don't have to do it with multiplication, and you do not have to do it with
With the
division.
division. Okay.
Okay. So any questions on number 1?
Oh, Miss Barbara.
All right. All right. Let's go to number 2. Now, number 2,
But to evaluate.
evaluate. Let's see what operation that is. And that's an addition, right? Now, this one, I have to apologize to you because I think the choices I gave you on the worksheet were not correct because I don't think I had a correct answer. So I kind of avoided this when I checked the ones who sent in the homework because the A, B, C, D choices, when I looked over them again, they didn't match what I had gotten when I worked it out. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, let's just do these. Now, what I want you to do, Vanessa, least common multiple
Yes.
is, yeah, least common and not least common multiple is your
Denominator.
no, well, the least common multiple is your common denominator.
Yeah.
All right. So I want you to look at these and find the least common multiple of those denominators of 3, 8, and 8 is there twice, but I just put it once, and 2. Maybe you can do it without going through the long way of multiplying. Maybe you can look at them and tell. Can you tell what the least common multiple of 3, 8, and 2? In other words, the smallest number that 3, 8, and 2 all can divide into. What would you say?
The only number I think is possible. 24.
That's it. Very good. See, a lot of these you can work out without going through, putting the 3 multiplied it by 1, then by 2, 3, etc. Doing it with the 8 and the 2. Sometimes you can look at them.
Yes.
You
true.
can, that's right. You can multiply the numbers like here. 8 times 3 is 24. Your least common multiple is 24. So just using mental math, you got it. And you always have to find out if you can do things a shorter way.
Yes.
All right. Using mental math, the least common multiple equal 24. That means now you want to put each one of these fractions over the denominator 24. So let's start with the 2/3. 2/3 is equal to what number over 24, Vanessa?
2/3 equal to what number? 24.
Now, what do I do to
8.
get? That's it, because 3 times 8 is 24. So then I have to multiply 8 times 2, right? So 2 times 8. And I'll just put this as over and then take the denominator. And this would be then 3 times 8, right? 3 times 8. And that would give us what in the numerator, Vanessa?
Okay.
2 times 8.
2 8 is 16.
That's right. And so that would be 16 over what?
24.
16 over 24.
But then it can reduce.
No, we don't. Remember, we're trying to get them all the same denominator.
Okay. Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, the
That's
2/3, the 3/8, the 8/8, and 1/2. Because if we get them over the same denominator, then we just add the numerators, right? That's the rule for addition or subtraction. With the same denominator, you can then just add the numerators. Now let's go to 3/8. And you can tell me what that was equal to over 24. What would that be equal to?
over 24. So use 3. Hi, Miss Barbara.
Hello, Maureen. We starting. Did you do your homework?
I didn't get the homework.
Maureen, I sent the homework separate.
Yes.
I sent a separate email.
Yes, you did.
You didn't look at it?
I look at my email, but I didn't get the email. I didn't get nothing.
Vanessa got it. Maureen got it. I mean,
Yes, I got everything.
Mercedes got it.
I got it.
Did you check your spam, Maureen?
I don't know how to go into my spam.
Well, it says you have a spam folder. It says spam. And sometimes when you think you should have gotten mail and you didn't, look in the spam folder. Sometimes it falls into that folder.
That's true.
All right. But I know I sent it to everybody, and you're the only one that told me you didn't get it. So I just kind of suspect it went to your spam folder. Okay. When we finish this one, we'll go back to number 1 because we're doing number 2 now. And Vanessa will explain number 1 to you after we finish this one. Now we're trying to find the least common denominator. The least common denominator can be found by finding the least common multiple.
The only one I get is the one that marked college prep.
Yeah, but I said that the GED too.
Quiz, that's all I want to get.
Yes. And I sent that to you hard copy also, Maureen, in the mail. Okay.
I didn't get the mail yet, probably.
Well, it just went out yesterday, so you may get it. You may get it today or tomorrow, okay? Now, Vanessa, what would this be in 24s?
3.
Yeah, 3. Let's see, 3 times what? 3.
8.
Oh, yeah, 3 times 3 for the numerator. And what? 3 times 8 for the denominator.
Okay.
Okay, and this will be 3 times 8. 3 times 8, because we're trying to get these all over the same denominator. Then we can just add the numerators. All right.
Why did you do 3 times 3, Miss Barbara?
Okay, to go from 8 to 24, what do I multiply by, Vanessa?
3.
So I have to multiply my numerator by the same number.
Oh.
Right? Just like I did up here. I multiplied the denominator by 8. I had to multiply the numerator by 8.
Okay.
Got it? So whatever number to get this, the least common denominator, you have to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So this becomes 9. And let's just take out, we don't need underline here. And so that would be 9 over 24.
Yep.
All right. So let's just put out 24 here. And then we have what? We have 2 more to go. Okay. This is 24. And this does not have to be an underline. Okay. Now let me just bring that down because we're still working on it. We have, look at your numbers here, your fractions. We did the 2/3, we did the 3/8. Now we have the 8 over 8. Maureen, 8 over 8 is what over 24? What number over 24?
3.
What?
What number?
8 over 8 is equal to what number over 24?
64.
8 over 8 is a 1.
1.
Right? So what number over 24 is equal to 1?
8.
8 over 24 is 1/3. Vanessa, you know what number over 24 is equal to 1?
1/2.
No, we're talking a
What,
whole number.
what number over what?
What number divided by 24 equal to the number 1?
What number?
Divided by 24 is equal to 1.
1,
24.
24,
24 times.
right? Because 8 over 8 is 1, 6 over 6 is 1, 100 over 100 is 1, 24 over 24 is equal to 1.
Okay. Yes,
Got it?
yes.
So 24, let me just be consistent here. Let me just underline this instead of using a slash. 24 over 24 is equal to 1. Any number over itself, any number divided by itself is 1. Remember that, because that can help you out in a lot of cases. So any number divided by itself is equal to 1. All right, so we have one more to go. And that one, Maureen, you know mental math. 1 over 2 is what number over 1 over 24? 1 over 2, 1/2.
Is 1/2 equals to what over 24? 12.
That's right, half of 24. Very good. So that's 12 over 24. Now, I want you to add up those 24s and tell me what you get.
Oh, you add the 24s.
Yeah, you got 4 of them. So add them up. They'll all be over 24.
96.
Are you getting 96, Maureen?
24. How much?
You're
24.
adding the
4.
numerators. No, you're adding the numerators.
You said add all the 24s, right?
Yeah, you're adding. Here's what you're adding. 16.
Oh, you adding the.
Oh.
Okay.
Because now you have them all over the same denominator.
Oh,
Oh,
Right? 16 over 24 plus 9 over 24 plus 24
that's 9.
over 24 plus 12 over 24.
61.
That's it. Very good. So since they're over the same denominator, you can add numerators. So when you add 16 plus 9 plus 24 plus 12 gives you 61 over 24. And Vanessa, what is that equal to as a mixed number?
24 ones, 24, 24 twos is 48, 24 threes. Now 24 twos is 48.
So you have a 2 whole number, and what's the fraction?
2, 48, and 10 is 58, 58, 59, 60, 61. Would it be 13?
Yeah, 13
yeah.
over 24. All right.
Was meant to insult my brains. I didn't write it.
That's it. Using mental math, you get the mixed number 2 and 13. And that's answer A. All right.
Okay.
Answer A. Any questions on that?
Oh, so the answer is A. But Miss Barbara, when you look at the first one, I know sometimes as you would say, sometimes you go ahead because sometimes you may have another answer looking like they may look alike. We can start eliminating, which you taught us to do and other teachers or the professors taught us to do. Because when you started number 2 and you realize that, you know what, it's 24 would be the denominator.
Right. Yeah, you just went to math and say, okay, 24 is my least common denominator. So let me convert all my fractions to a number over 24. And then if I get them all over 24, I can then add my numerators.
Yes.
All right. So you recognize with this problem that you cannot add it as it stands because the
Okay.
denominators are all different. You have
Oh, I
two
see.
that says 8, right? But you've got a third, you got thirds here, and you got halves here. So it means you got to convert them all over the same denominator. And that's true of addition and subtraction of fractions. You cannot
Yes.
combine fractions by addition or subtraction unless the denominators are the same.
Okay.
Remember that. Doesn't matter with multiplication, doesn't matter with division, but it matters with addition and subtraction.
Okay.
Miss
Got it?
Barbara, can you tell me, you know when you got 2/3, right? You got 2/3 here, right?
Yeah.
And you got equals to 2
Times
times 2 times 2, 2 times 8 and 3 times 8. So where you get the 8 from?
Vanessa, tell her where you got the 8 from.
Which one?
Right
Oh, the
here.
8?
Yeah. Tell her why we use the 8 here.
Because we have 3/8. If you look at the starting of the math,
She's talking about the 2/3 right here. So tell her
I
why
know
we
the
used
2/3.
8. Yeah,
I
why?
talking about where you use the 8.
Tell her, Vanessa, why we
What
use
you
the
saying?
8.
because we have to know what give us 24. Right, Miss Barbara?
That's right. That's right.
Oh,
See,
I see.
Vanessa using mental math said the least common multiple is 24. That means, Maureen, we want to get every fraction converted to a number over 24.
24, yes.
Oh,
But
I see.
24 is the bottom number, the denominator.
Oh,
So
yeah.
in
Oh,
order
oh,
to
yeah.
go from
Okay.
a 3 to a 24, we had to multiply by 8.
Okay.
And whatever we multiply our denominator by, we must multiply our numerator by the same number. That's why we have the 8 here.
Oh, I see now.
You got
Yeah.
it? 2 times
Yeah.
8
Like,
and 3
it's,
times 8. Like this one
yeah.
is 3 times. This one,
Yeah.
we had to multiply by 3 here because that was an 8.
Yeah.
Right? So 3 times 8 is 24,
Oh,
and 3
okay.
times 3 is 9. And then we've got the 8 over 8. That's just 24 over 24, both equaling 1. And then the 1/2, we had to multiply what? 2 times 12, and then 1 times 12. You got it?
Yeah. I
That cleared it up, Maureen?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now, you weren't here for number 1. So Vanessa, explain number 1 to Maureen.
I know number 1 already.
You know, okay, you
Yeah.
explain.
I know how to do that one, yeah.
How do you
I know
do
how to
it?
do that, yeah.
Tell me how you did it.
I didn't have it, but I know how to do that one, yeah.
Okay, so how do you do multiplication of fractions, Maureen?
I multiply it's 3 9s by 2/5, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I multiply 2 by 3 is 6. That'd be like 6 over 3, right? And then do like 9 5 is 45.
Okay.
Right. So then you can bring it down to the lowest terms. So you got 6 over 45. So you can break it down to the lowest terms, right?
Right.
So you divide 3 into 6 is 2, and 3 into 45 is 15.
Very good, Maureen.
You can't do it in the other way. You can't do it in the other way because you can't use the 5 because the 5 can't go into the 6. The 15 can't go into the 6. I feel like that. So for you to say 5 into 45 is 9. You can't do that because one can't go into the other.
Okay. So this one, when you multiply numerators, the top numbers and the bottom numbers, you got a fraction. You have a fraction that's not in a simplified form. So you simplified it or say reduced it to its lowest terms. Okay, very good. So that's good. You understand that. Now, let's go to number 3, Maureen. Tell me, how do you do number 3? That's a division. How do you do a division of fraction? What do you do first?
Okay, if you do 2 over 7, and then you flip the 9 over the 4.
Okay. And what else do you do?
And then you cross multiply.
Not cross, you just multiply.
multiply then.
Okay, so 2/7. So let's just do what you just said, 2/7. Just remember, division becomes a multiplication,
Yeah.
right? So
Uh-huh.
2/7 times, and you said you flip it, so this would be 9/4.
Four.
All right. So flip the divisor and multiply. Division becomes a multiplication. Now, Maureen, what do you get when you do that?
Okay.
So this is,
I get 9 twos is 18.
okay, 2 times 9, and that's equal 18. And what do you get for the denominators?
Okay, 4 times 7 is 28.
Okay, so this would be 7 times 4, or 4 times 7. 7 times 4, and that would be 28. So let's put a 28 underneath the numerator. So this would be a 28. Now, is that simplified, Maureen?
Let's see.
18/28. Is it at its lowest term?
It's simplified.
It is.
Yeah.
There's no number that divides into 18
It-
also
Not,
divides.
not. Yeah, right. 'Cause you can't divide the number to 18 and 28. Okay.
No, you sure?
Let's see.
What do you think, Vanessa?
One moment.
Yeah, you can divide it. Yeah. You can say 20 to 18 is 9,
All right.
and 20 to 28 is 14.
That's it. See, so it's not simplified, right? Because you can
Yeah.
divide both the top number by
And the
2
bottom.
and the bottom number by 2.
Yes.
All right. Well, when you have even numbers, a lot of times you can, you have to simplify them, right? Okay, so let's just put, and 2 and the 18 is what, Maureen?
9
Okay, so this would be 9
over
over 14.
14.
All right, that would be the answer. Okay, and that was the one where you just put the answer there. So 9 over 14. That wasn't a multiple choice. Any questions on division of fractions? Repeat the rule, Maureen. Division of fraction.
Which one are you talking about?
Just repeat the rule for dividing fractions.
Or when you divide the fractions, you multiply and turn the numerator upside it down.
Yeah, you can turn, you change the division to a multiplication, and you flip or turn it upside down, or reciprocal. Sometimes you'll see reciprocal. They all mean the same. So you just flip the denominator. 4 over 9 becomes 9 over 4. A over B becomes B over A. All right. So that's the rule for the division. Now let's look at any question on division of fractions. All right, now we do a subtraction.
Mhm.
And subtraction, they have to be the same denominator, right?
Mhm.
So mental math, Vanessa, what would this one be? Okay,
Number 4.
number 4. Let's go back up here and
So the same rules we use, right?
same rule we use for addition. Okay. Okay, let's go back up here. I think I put it all over here. Let me put this. Okay, here we go. Now we're subtracting 1/4 from 9/28. Now we see they are not the same denominators. So which one will we convert, Vanessa, to make the denominators the same?
28.
Well, 28 is 28, right? That's
Oh,
the bigger
yes.
number. So
Yes.
let's make the
4.
1/4 a number over 28. So what would that be? 1/4 would be equal to what number over 28, Vanessa?
How much give you 28? 7, right?
Right. So 4 into 28 is 7. So that would be what? 7 over 28. So now the 1/4, so this 9/28 minus 1/4 then becomes 9/28 minus 7/28, right? So let's just rewrite that. So 9/28 becomes, it stays as 9/28. 1/4 is now 7 over 28. And what is that equal to, Vanessa?
9/4.
9 over 28 minus 7 over 28 is equal to what?
Okay. So you would have now 2 over 28.
That's it. Very good. Once you have the fractions over the same denominators, you just subtract the numerators. So that would just be 9 minus 7. And this would be over the same denominator, 28. So we put our 28 here. And what is that equal to?
2.
2 over 28, right?
Mhm.
And is that simplified?
You can simplify. Can it?
Is it simplified as 2 over 28?
2 ones, 2. Going to 28 is what? 14.
Yes, so 2 over 28 simplifies to what?
1 over 14.
That's it, 1 over 14. That would be your answer. 1 over 14, because it said to simplify. 1 over 14 would be your answer. Any questions on subtraction? Same rules as addition. They must have the same denominators. You cannot do operations of fractions with addition or subtraction unless the denominators are the same.
Mhm.
Questions? Maureen, did you do the word problem?
I tell you, I didn't get this homework.
Oh, you didn't get the homework. Vanessa,
No.
did you do the word problem? Let me just bring it up.
Miss Bob, I didn't do any homework.
Okay. All right. Now, Maureen, can you see the screen?
Yep.
Okay. Can you read it?
Yep.
Okay. Read number 1.
Okay. Above is the menu for a coffee shop. There is no sales tax charges on purchases. And we want to throw an informal party for herself and 17 guests. We want to serve large espressos and a butter croissant to each attendee, including herself. As luck would have it, the shop is having a special for every 2 croissants purchased. The third is free. How much change will Harry get back from $100 bill?
Okay. Now so first of all, herself and 17 guests. How many people is that, Vanessa?
Herself and 17 guests,
Yes,
18.
that's it. So now you have to know how many people are being served. 18 people are served. Okay. Now, what is she giving each person? Maureen.
Oh, we want to. Mhm.
What is she serving each person? What items?
Croissants.
And what else? A
Okay.
large espresso
Espresso, yeah.
and a buttered
That's a
croissant.
croissant.
Okay. So you need to know what is being served. So she's serving what? A large,
Espresso.
okay, large espresso and a croissant. So espresso.
Large espresso is for $3.29.
Okay, yes. So we know what she's serving. There we go. So we know what's being served. Now the shop is having a special. What is the special?
Special.
For every 2 croissants person should get the third one free.
All right. So you have to know this. Every 2 croissants purchased, the third is free. Okay.
Mhm.
So let's just put that information there. Purchase 2 croissants and the third is free. Purchase 2 croissants and third one is free. And what we're looking for is if she gave the person $100 bill, how much change would she get? So what do we have to know from this chart, from this menu? What do we need to know from this, Vanessa?
Okay, person served, 18 person. The price for the espresso,
Right, that's it. We need to know the cost of the espresso. So let's just put that down.
the
Okay.
large espresso,
Yes, the large espresso. Large cost. And what is that? $3.29.
And that's it, yeah.
Okay. Now,
Mhm.
what does the croissants cost?
$2.29 each.
Okay, so we need to know that. Now, we can find the number of the amount for the espressos. How many espressos is she buying?
18.
18. So if you multiply 18 times 329, that gives you the cost of the espressos. So multiply that out. Tell me what you get.
18 times 18
18
times
times 329. What do you get?
29, 59.22.
Okay, so that's equal to 59.22. Now, Maureen, how do we find the croissants? They got a special on.
What's it? Croissant.
Every 2, you get a third one free. So how many croissants do we have to buy?
For every 2?
For every 2, you get a third one free.
And it's how many of them?
You
8.
need
Then
18 people.
36?
No.
No. Vanessa, you know what it is?
If you have to buy 2 and get a third one free, and it's 18 persons, you have to buy, hold on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8.
How many croissants do you have?
8.
9?
No. How many, Vanessa?
Just now. 8 and
It is 18 people that get, one person gets free.
So every croissant, add 1 to it, like if you do. Information. So
Now,
is it eight?
3, 6.
no.
That's
Now,
what-
now
9.
think about it. 18 people,
Yeah.
and if you say 2 and you get a third one free, right? So
Uh-huh.
18 divided by 3 is equal to 6. So she need to buy 6 2 croissants to get the third one free.
Also by 12.
That's it. Very good, Vanessa. So she must buy 12 croissants. So take
I
12.
see.
You see it,
Yeah.
Maureen?
Yeah.
Because you need 6 sets, right? So 6 sets of 2 give you 12, but you get the third one free. So every 2 you get in 6 more. So 12 and 6 would give you the 18. So like Vanessa said, you've got to multiply 12 times the cost of 1 croissant, which is $2.29. And what is that equal to?
29.
12 times $2.29.
What is 12 times
You got it,
9?
Maureen?
27.48.
29 multiplied by 12. 27 for it.
Yep.
27. Okay, 48. All right. Now add those two together to get the total cost. So add 59.22 and 27.48. What do you get? The total
56.70.
cost.
59.22.
Total cost. The total cost of espressos and croissants would be equal to the sum of what we just got. It's 59.
6.70.
So how would you find the change from $100?
Okay. So you just minus that from 100.
That's right. So what did you get? 86.
And then you get 13.130. Right?
No, $100 minus 86.70 is what? Vanessa?
70. Yes.
What is that equal to?
13.30.
That's it. 86.70.
What did I just say? What did I
You
say?
said something else. I guess you redid it. 13.30.
$13.36.
And so that would be answer what?
D as in
D.
Daniel.
Yes, that's right. Answer D. So you had to write down what was given and then you could find what they asked for. So the heavy serving to 17 people gives you the Henry plus the 17, and Vanessa said 18 people served. So you have to establish the total number of people served. They told you what they're serving: a large espresso and a croissant. Espresso, there are no discounts, so you just multiply 18. That you need 18 espressos times 3.29, the cost of 1 large espresso, and that's $15.22. $15.22. But now for the croissants, you can't take the $2.29 because you're getting a discount. For every 2, you get a third one. So if you take the 18 number of people divided by 3 equals 6. So you can just say I need 6 sets of 2 croissants, and 6 times 2 is 12. So you need 12 croissants to get 6 free ones, right? And that gives you a total of 18. So 12 times 229, and then you add that to the cost of the espressos, and you get the total cost. The question was how much change you'll get back for $100 bill. So just subtract the total from 100 and you get $13.30. Any questions on this problem? So like any word problem, you want to look at what you are given and look at what you are asked to find. So you had to use this information from the menu to get the cost, right? And then you had to use that they told you that you get a third one free when you buy two. Questions on using a chart? This is a menu, but it's like a chart. Because it's the only way to know the cost. Now, okay. Any questions on that last problem?
No.
You think you could solve another one like that if you had it?
Yeah.
Okay. Or at least be able to set it up. But some problems you have, you set up how you would get the answer. Now, this one, you would have to say what? Number of espressos times the cost of an espresso plus the number of croissants times the cost of a croissant. That would give you the total cost. And you could put the 100 minus total cost equal change left. So you could do this as a setup. Like in other words, we could make it a multiple choice and have you pick the right setup. Okay, the next
Because they
thing.
do that sometime. They do that. You get a lot of these when you go to the task. Well, now it's GED. Back to GED.
Yeah, but even with the GED, you get problems like this, word problems, where you may have more than one piece of information that you've got to use to solve the problem. But some of them are setups. They sometimes don't ask you to solve it, but they ask you to select the right setup. So you have to recognize here that I need the total cost of my croissants. I need the total cost of my espressos. All right. And that means you got to look at the table to find the cost of one croissant and the cost of one large espresso, because that would probably be in the setup. And sometimes they'll put like the 229 for the small. Make sure you read the question that said large espresso. So you watch for things like that, because sometimes they'll put a 229 and a 229. Right? 229 for the croissant, 229 for small espresso. But that's not what they said. They said they want to serve a large espresso. So watch for detail. Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions? Okay. So we want to look at some word problems. I have some that I want you to solve. So let me do a new chair. And we'll do a word problem session. Can you see this screen? Problems practice. Can everyone see the screen? Yes?
Yeah.
What's the first problem, Maureen?
Okay, Miss Jackson made $200 a week. She's paying $60 a week for food. Food represent what percent of Mrs. Jackson's income?
Okay, I want you to tell me how to solve it. These are percent, decimal, and fraction word problems. How would you solve this, Maureen? You know how much her pay is a week. You know how much of that pay she spends on food. How would you find the percent of her income this food cost represent?
I would divide the 200 by 60.
You said the 200 by 60? What
60.
is the whole here?
The whole is the 200.
The 200 a week is the whole.
Yeah.
What is the part?
60.
The 60 a week for the food is the part. Percent is part over whole. So what would you divide here?
60 by 200.
Yeah, you divide 60 by 200 to get
And that you get like
percent.
3%.
You got 2%,
3.
3%. What's 60 divided by 200?
0.3.
0 point what?
It might 0.3.
Right. Okay. When you do 60 divided by, I would use mental maths.
I
Let me
do
see.
60.
So what
I
would,
don't think, Maureen, I'm sorry, but I don't think that's correct, because if I divide this 60 by this, I take the first 0, cross off the other 0. I'm doing mental maths. I'm not doing it for my thing.
Yeah,
And
but
you said
this is
how many
definitely
times?
method math.
How many times 20 can 6 can go into 20? I count my own way. Okay, 6 1 6 6 2 12 6 3s are 18. And how much give you? Yeah, she's right.
That would make calculator telling me.
But you can do it mental math too. All right. What did you do, Vanessa?
So it says 6. So you use the 3 or you use the 18. 6 3 is 18.
60
Mhm.
and 2.
And 2 remained.
So you cross out your zeros and you got 6 over 20, right?
Yes.
And 6 over 20,
Give you 3.2.
no. No, the percent is a ratio of something to 100, right?
Yes.
So you could really say 5 to get 100, you've got to multiply 5 times 20, right? So 5 times 6 over 5 times 20. Because it's a ratio of a number to 100. So this would be 5 times 20, right? I mean, there are different ways of doing it, but just think of the percent as a ratio of a number to 100. So this is 5 times 20. That gives you 100, right? So you get 30 over 100 or 30%. Maureen, pretend this is not a calculator problem.
Okay.
Remember, a lot of problems on the GED, well, not a lot. They actually only have 5 problems that are not calculator. But just pretend this was a calculator problem, non-calculator problem. Mental math. And Vanessa, this is what you got, right? 30%.
30%.
Yep. Is that what you got?
Oh, you had to do it that way.
Oh, you didn't have to. I mean, there are different ways of doing it. I'm just showing you that keep in mind that the ratio of a number to 100 is the percent. So,
oh, yes, we had to use 100%.
yeah,
That's
well,
true.
yeah, because
Didn't
the
use
ratio
that.
of a number to ratio of any number to 100 is a percent.
Yes,
So I
that's
said,
true.
well, let me just simplify this, cross out my zeros here, make this 60 over 200, 6 over 20. Now I can make my 20 100. That's my multiply by 5. But remember, I have to multiply my numerator by 5. So 30 over 100 is 30%.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
And you could also simplify the 3 over 5, and you know your fifths. 1/5 is 20%. 3/5 would be, 1/5 is 10%. 2/5 is what? 20%. 3/5 would be 30%. All right.
Okay.
Questions? So there are different ways of doing it, but the thing is, you can do it mental math, because mental math, you can say 60 over 100 is 6 over 20, make my 20 100 by multiplying by 5, multiply my numerator by 5, that'd be 30, that's 30%. Questions on number 1?
Okay.
But Maureen, remember, it's part over whole. You were saying 200 over 60, but 200 is the whole. 60 is the part. That's the part of her weekly pay she's spending for food. So the 60 has to be in the numerator and the 200 in the denominator.
Oh,
Maureen, you understand
okay.
why you
Yeah.
wouldn't have the 200 over 60?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's look at number 2. Any questions on number 1? Like I
No.
say, there's more than one way to do it. You do the
You
way,
divide 60 by 200. Okay, I would do.
yeah,
When I do
6.
that, I remove the first zero, the first zero
Yeah,
from the second, a 0 from the 10th.
that's right. You can cancel out the zeros.
Yeah, you cancel
These
it out.
zeros. These 2
So you
zeros.
find what can multiply both numerator and denominator.
Well,
Okay.
no, Vanessa, find out what can multiply by the denominator to get 100. Use that same
Okay.
number to multiply the numerator. Then you have 30 over
Numerator.
100, which is 30%. And you don't have to work with decimals. Right?
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
It's so simple.
Yeah, because when you do it this way, you actually minimize your errors, because decimals tend to make people more error prone. Okay.
Okay.
So we try to stay away from them when we can, because it's easier just to work with the whole numbers versus the decimals. Questions? Now, number 2 is a similar problem. I want you to do that one. Tell me what your answer is.
Or like number 1?
Number 2 is very similar to number 1, and it's still a percent. And I'm on the next screen. And I want you to tell me what answer you get for number 2.
Well, you do the same thing.
Okay, so what do you do?
As soon as you can tell us that, I look at it. Barbara, one moment. I don't have a piece of paper in front. Believe me. Believe me. Because sometimes it's nice doing a math out there, mental math.
Yeah, mental math. It's good. That gives you good practice in it. It's a lot easier. It's a lot quicker to do it when you can do it mental math.
And it helps you a whole lot when you get into the exam.
Absolutely. You feel more comfortable with the exam, because you say,
Yes.
I don't have to rely on memorizing things. I can just figure it out and do it.
Fine.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay.
Here again.
I'm gonna do it. Let me do it.
Okay. Maureen, you're doing it?
Yeah.
Maureen, let's go. Get it done.
I am.
It's Maureen, you and I.
Remember, you can cross out those zeros.
Of course, I already get rid of them. So when you do that, say it equals.
Eliminate those zeros. You don't need them. You can eliminate them, the numerator and denominator. Simplify your fraction.
Gonna give you 100.
What?
Give you 100. Oh,
You got the
51.
answer?
One moment.
Remember, once you get it simplified, you can get your bottom number, denominator 100, and whatever number of 100, that's your percent.
Something had to give you 100. Can be 5.
Simplify your, once you mark out your zeros, simplify that fraction.
What gives you 100?
Simplify your fraction first, Vanessa. Simplify your 6 over 15. Reduce it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes.
And then you can see, and then it comes right to you what it is.
That's it. This is 3 and 5, right?
2 and 5. 2 over
2 and
5.
5, not 3. 2.
So you know your answer is what?
2 and oh.
What's your answer, Vanessa? You
One
got
moment.
it.
Okay, so you use 5.
4% of 9.
5. No, can't use 5. You gotta use 20.
That's
you
right.
20
Somebody
times
behind you?
equal 20 times 5. So you get 40 over 100.
You got it. That's what percent.
So the percent is 40%.
That's it. You got it. Maureen, you got it?
No.
No.
Yes, Maureen.
Vanessa, tell her how you got it.
Okay, Maureen, walk you through. Let's go.
Yeah, listening.
Now you too.
1500 over, that's how I
You
said,
mean
right?
600 over 1500.
Okay, 600 over 1500. What I would normally do, how do you say, eliminate?
Yeah, eliminate the zeros in the
Eliminate
numerator
the
and the
zeros
denominator.
from the good. And because the 16, the 6 over the 15 remains, it can be reduced. What can it be reduced to? 3. 3 into, how much time 3 could go into 6? 2 times. How much time 3 could go into 15? 5 times. Right? So you get 2
Right.
over 5. That's
2
the
over 5.
that's
Yes.
the fraction. So we use that fraction. We want to know percentage. Where we going to percent? Anything we have to, because percentage is 100. So we have to see what gave us 100. So we take the 20. 20 multiplied by 2 give us 40, and 20 multiplied by 5, because you want to see what is 100. 20 multiplied by 5 give us 20 multiplied by 2 give us 40, and 20 multiplied by 5 give us 100. The
That's
percentage.
right.
40.
That's it. 40 over 100, and 40 over 100 is equal to 40%. Very good. You got it, Maureen?
Yeah.
This is what Vanessa did. Okay.
Bobby, you
And
taught me that you can eliminate the zeros.
yeah, so you don't need to work with those zeros. If you can eliminate them both places, that's 40%. That's your answer.
Sometimes when you look at the number, when you look at the number 600 over 1500, so oh my gosh, this number big. How could I do this? And I remember before COVID, you would say you can eliminate.
Yes, eliminate 2 zeros here and 2 zeros here, and you got it nice and simpler. 6 over 15. Simplify your 6 over 15 to 2 over 5. Make your 5 times 20 100, and you multiply the 20 by the numerator, the top number, and now you have your ratio. Ratio of a number to 100 is percent, so your answer is 40%. Maureen, you understand it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this makes it easier to find percent, and you don't have to use decimals.
That's true.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Questions on number 2?
Oh.
Well, that means you're ready to do number 3.
Number 3.
Read number 3, Vanessa, and solve it.
There were 1,320 fishermen at Tam Hope College. 3% of the fishermen, 35%, I'm sorry, 35% of the fishermen.
No, freshmen.
Freshmen and fishermen. Freshmen do not live on campus. How many students live on campus? How do you do this? You have to know the percentage. There's a front, there's a backward. So to find the percentage.
No, you're not. Well, they gave you the percent. You look at how many students live on campus. Okay. 1320.
I got the answer already.
What's the answer, Maureen?
462.
462. That is correct.
What you did, Maureen?
I multiplied the 1320 by the 35%.
You multiply
35%
by the
of
1320.
1320. And when you say of, it's a multiplication.
Yes.
Right? And that's 35% is a decimal, it's 35 over 100, a 0.35 times 1520, and that's equal to 462. So your answer is A.
Times 1320.
Yeah, 1320. That's right. 1320. That's the total number of students at the college. A little over a third of them live on campus.
Okay.
So you can eliminate these big answers because you think about a little over a third. What's a third of 1320? A third of 1320 is going to be 400 and something. So you can just eliminate these big answers. I mean, you could really do that because they gave you answers too big. They're giving you the ones that probably live off the campus, closer to who lives off the campus, the number that lives off the campus. Okay, whenever you see of, you're gonna multiply. 35% of 1320 is a multiplication. Take 35% of 1320 by converting the percent to a decimal. Remember, you have two ways to do it. You can shift the decimal point 2 places from the right, or you can do what? Divide by 100. That's the same thing. Convert the percent to a decimal. Vanessa, you okay with this?
Yes, Miss Barbara.
How many live off the campus?
Oh,
Okay, all you do is just subtract 462 from 1320.
That's right, 462 from 1320, and you probably get that 858. That would be the students who live off campus. See, they gave you a choice there, and people who may not read correctly may take the number of students living off the campus. They say live on campus. So 35% do not live on campus. 35% do not live on campus. How many students live on campus? Okay, 35%, that's 462, right? How many students live on campus? So actually the answer would be B, right?
Yes.
yeah, I would say that.
The
Yeah.
answer would be B, Maureen. When you read this
I know.
closely, 35% do not live on campus.
I
How
know.
many students live on campus?
Campus.
So it would
I
be
know.
that this 462. So the answer would be B.
B.
It would be the it would be what? The 1320 minus the 462. Maureen, you got it?
Yeah.
So it would
In other
be B.
words, it would be 1320 minus the ones who do not live off campus would be the number who live on campus. So that would be 858.
Okay.
Maureen, you got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we calculated was the ones who do not live on campus. But what they asked us for was how many students live on campus. That's the difference in what you got, the 462, from the total, 858. So the answer would be B. The number of students who live on campus would be 858. Answer B. If they said how many students do not live on campus, then the answer would be A. Got it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's another kind of problem that's, I mean, that's another kind of error that people make in not reading correctly. How many students live on campus would be the 35% of the 1320 subtracted from the total. And that gives you the 858. Okay, I want you to do number 4.
Number 4. The week that ended June 19, U.S. commercial crude oil inventory increased by 3.8 million barrels. Now, if the inventory was that barrel in the week followed, what was the U.S. crude oil inventory before the decline? Okay, you had a decline. Oh, the values added. All you have to do is add that together.
That's right. And what do you get?
One moment, miss. I'm just talking to myself.
Okay.
With
350
ended June 19, the
Three
US commercial crude oil
9
inventory decreased.
plus 3.8.
Rates decreased. Now is the inventory was that. Now if the inventory was the week that followed. So you adding that. I didn't write here. This is
Maureen,
addition.
you have an answer?
Yeah,
What's the answer?
you go 357.7.
That's correct. Is that what you got, Vanessa?
Yes.
That
Miss
is
Barbara.
correct. You have to, because it says decrease by this amount, and this is what's left. So you add the 353.9
Fine.
0.9 plus the amount it decreased, which is 3.8. And that will give you the 357.7. So answer D. Okay, so if it decreased by a certain amount, and after the decrease, this was what was left, then what was there before the decrease would be added the decrease amount to what it is now. And that's the 357.7. So it's like the 357.7 was decreased by 3.8 to give you what it is now. Got it?
Mhm.
Questions number 4. Chastity, you driving? I think she said she was driving. Any questions on number 4?
No, Miss Barbara.
Okay. All right, let's do number 5.
Mm.
And I am going to put this all together. Okay, Maureen, read number 5.
At a certain school, students can improve their GPA by participating either in bands or in varsity sports. If they play in varsity sports, their best GPA is multiplied by 1.2. If they are in bands, their base GPA is multiplied by 1.1. If they are both in sports and band, their GPA is multiplied by 1.3. According to the table, what is Lacey's adjusted GPA?
Okay, so we need to know these factors that they gave us. How is your GPA affected by being in the band? How is it affected by uh, being in sports? How is it affected by being in both? And they gave you a specific person, Lacey, and they want to know what is Lacey's adjusted GPA.
His base is 3.6. So therefore we have to multiply Lacey's GPA 3.6 multiplied by 1.3.
Yes, 1.3. So what would be the answer?
Let me get it. 1.3. 1.3 1 point. Is it,
What would you multiply, Vanessa?
3? 1.3 multiplied by 3.6,
That's right. What does that give you?
4.68.
4.68. So the answer is
See?
answer C.
Mm.
Maureen, did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Lacey is in varsity sports and band. And it says if they are in both sports and band, their GPA is multiplied by 1.3, which is why Vanessa used the 1.3
I know.
times the base 3.6. Okay. Now, what would be Susanna's adjusted GPA?
Okay.
And she was in the same too.
No,
Oh,
Susanna is
you
just in
gotta look
one.
at you gotta look at the
Her
chart.
base,
Oh,
Susanna base is 3.2, and Susanna one is the band. Susanna is in what? The band alone. So you have to
Yes.
multiply the Susanna by 1.2, right? We do Susanna
She's
is
in the band, that's 1.1.
the band.
Yeah, if they're in the band, their base GPA is multiplied by 1.1. Right here.
Okay.
So Susanna is band only. So what would you multiply, Vanessa?
1.1
Times what?
times 3.2.
Yes. And what does that give you?
This gives me 3.52.
That's correct. Did you get that, Maureen?
yeah.
Yeah. If we just took Susanna, who's not in both, she's band only. So band only, the multiplier is 1.1. So 1.1 times 3.2 gives you 3.52. Questions? All right, so we have number 6.
Oh, doing square root, square garden.
Yeah, you're looking at a square garden, has the area 36 over 25 square feet. And what do you know about a square?
Square has 4 sides,
Has one?
4 equal sides.
Yeah, 4 equal sides, right? So the area, the area of a square is side squared.
Side square.
And they gave you the length of the sides. But they gave you actually the area of the garden. So you want to find the length of the side. Find what each side of the garden is equal to. So area equals side square. So right, let me just put here. Area is equal to side squared. And we are looking for side. We're given the area as 36 over 25. So let's put out a 36 over 25 for the area. So 36 over 25 is equal to, and I'll just say S for the side, and squared. All right. So if I have a square of something, how do I find the value of what I'm looking for, in which case here is side.
If you have a square,
If I have S square, say side, how do I just get S, Vanessa, you know? What do I have to do to both sides?
what do you do to five? Because it's you multiply it. Oh, it's a power, right?
It's a power.
It's a power.
So if it's a square root of a square would just give me just an item. But I'd have to take the square root of both sides, right?
Yes.
But let me just put this,
So you will divide.
but you've got to take the square root.
Yeah. Let's say square root of 36 is square root of 25.
Right, so 30, yeah, I have to take the square root of both sides. So 36 over 25, this is what it's equal to, okay? So I have to take the square root of the 36 and the square root of the 25.
Oh.
The square root of a square is just the item. So if I had n square, square root of n square is just n. You follow? Because a square root is raising to the 1/2 power. And what's 1/2 times 2?
1/2 times 2 is 1.
Yes, that's 1. So that's why a square root of a square is just the item. So s squared, and take the square root, I just get s. The square root of s squared is just s. All right. So the square root of the area is just the side. So what's the square root of 36?
Square root of 36.
Is 6. And what's the square root of 25?
5.
5. Okay, so let's just put this and put 5 here, and that's the square root is the length of the side. So this is a 5. So that means the length of the side is 6 over 5 feet. Length of each side is equal to 6 over 5 feet. 6 over 5 feet. All right. Length of each side is equal to 6 over 5 feet. So,
Oh, come on.
okay.
Patricia, come here a minute. Get me back on now.
What?
I was in a meeting. Back out.
Okay. 6 over 5 feet. Okay, so that's the length of each side. That means if you square 6 over 5 feet, you get the area. Questions? Just the key is to this. Remember, when you take the square root of a square, you get back what you put in. Okay, because square root is raising. Let me just put it over here. Square root is equivalent to raising to the 1/2 power. All right. That's what square root is equivalent to, raising something to the 1/2 power. That's why we say square root of S squared is just equal to S. Square root of N squared is just equal to S. Sorry, N. Questions?
No, no question.
All right. So when you're given something as a square root, okay, and you can prove this. Okay, if we had, let me just put here square root. Okay, let me put a 4 here. Okay, now this is raised to the 1/2 power. Now, if I square this, what would I get?
You square what?
Square root of 4.
Oh, you get 16.
No, if I square, no, what I'm asking you is this. Let me just put this here.
You get 2.
Let me just put this in parentheses. Okay, I've got square root of 4,
Mhm.
and I want to square it. So let me just put here
2. So you're squaring it, 2. And 2. So you got 8.
and let me just put a square. I want to square this. So the square root of 4 squared is equal to what?
Or square. Let me do this. Do you
Square
do?
root of 4 is to the 1/2.
Mhm.
So the square root of 4 squared would be what?
4 square.
4 to the 1/2 divided by 2 would just be equal to 4.
4.
Yeah. This would just be equal to 4.
I'm lost.
All right. Now, all right. Square root of 4 is what? What's the square root of 4? Vanessa?
2.
2. What is 2 squared? 2 to the second power is 4, right?
Yes.
But what I'm trying to show you that the square root of 4 is 4 to the 1/2.
Okay.
And 1/2, let me just rewrite this. Square root of 4, I'll just rewrite this. I'm just proving to you that when you square a square root, you get back what is under the radical. All right, so let me just copy this and put it down here. Okay. Okay. Now, the square root of 4, and I'll just put this in like this. Take out the radical, and I put another paren in. Now the square root of 4 right here, this is a 1/2. So let me just put a 1/2 here. And I want to put a 1/2 here. So let me just put the 1/2 power on this. 1, 2. Okay. And what's 2 times 1/2?
2 times.
2 times 1/2.
2 times a half is 1.
That's 1. So 4 to the 1 is just 4, right?
4 to the 1. Yes.
Yeah, so that's just 4. So I'm showing you how when you take a square root, raise it to a second power, that is squaring it, you get back what is under the radical.
Okay.
You can do that for any number. Put 16 in there, Vanessa. Put a 16 in there.
The 16. Mhm.
Yeah. Maureen, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
The square root is raised to the half power. So 2 times 1/2 is just 1. So 4 to the 1 is just 4.
Mhm.
Now try this for 16. All right. Put a 16 where I have a 4. Okay. And see if you should get a 16. Put a 16 there, right? Put a 16 here where I have a 4. Put a 16. What do you get for your answer?
So when you put this, you get that is equal to 16,
To the 1/2,
the 1/2.
and 2 times 1/2 is 1. So you get back just 16, right? Yeah. So any number under the radical squared gives you back what's under the radical. So this square root of 16 becomes 16 to the 1/2. 16 to the 1/2 multiplied by the power 2 gives you 16 to the 1. So that just gives you 16. Everybody following?
Yes.
Okay. So this, when you have a square root, if you square it, you get back what is under the radical.
Yep.
Okay. So just remember, square root is raising to the 1/2 power. That's why this works. Any questions? I think we'll be able to get to PEMDAS, one of your favorite topics, right?
PEMDAS.
PEMDAS. Okay, let's go to PEMDAS. What do you remember about PEMDAS? Anybody?
Parentheses. PEM.
See, new sheet.
Exponents. PEM. P-E-M.
Multiplication,
PEM-DAS.
division, adding, and subtraction.
That's right.
Please,
Parentheses. Go ahead, Vanessa.
please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Right. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So you do parentheses in this order, parentheses.
Yes.
Now, parentheses can be parentheses, they can be braces, they can be brackets, right?
Mhm.
Put them all here. Exponents raised to a power. Multiplication, division. Now, remember, these are left to right. So they're not strictly like multiplication, you do first, division, because you could do division first, but they go left to right. So if division is before the multiplication, you can do the division and then you do the multiplication. All right. Same with the addition and subtraction, left to right. Now, knowing that, okay, let's see. I want you to do this one. Let me just, I've got the answer there, but I want you to do it. Okay. Do that number 1. That's 58 divided by 4 times 5 plus 3 to the second. Now, which one would you do first, Maureen?
I would do.
I'll put step.
I would do the parentheses first.
That's right. Step 1 would be 4 times 5. That's the parenthesis, right?
Mhm.
That's the parenthesis. So 4 times 5 would give you 20, right? So let's just put equal 20. What's the next one you would do, Vanessa?
Exponent.
Exponent, that's right. So step 2 would be the exponent, and let's take out a 3 to the second power. And what's that equal to, Vanessa?
3 times 3 is 9.
That's right. So 3 squared is equal to 9. So let's just put that there, equal 9. Okay. You don't need that's step 2. Now, what's the third step? So this
First step is the division.
So we have exponent. Okay. All right, so let's just put this all together. What we've got the 20, we've got the 9. So let's just rewrite this and put what we've done so far. That is the parentheses and the exponents. So let's just rewrite that. So this is now a 20, right? Because we did the parentheses. Maureen said do that first. Vanessa said then you do the exponent. So let's just put our 9 here. 3 times itself is 9. Okay. Okay. Now, what's your third step? You said division, right, Vanessa? Step
Yes,
3
division.
is division. And division is 58 divided by 20. What's that equal to, Vanessa?
Wait a minute. Let me see.
58 divided by 20.
Okay, 21, 20, 22 is 40. Let me get it. Let me do it. Let's try to do it out of my head.
Use the calculator if you like.
You divided by 20. You get 2.9
2.9. Okay.
plus 9. So we do an addition.
And then the next step is addition, right?
Mhm.
So this
You get
becomes, let's take the
11.9.
58 divided by 20 plus 9. So let's just put that in. And that's 2.9.
And then you add it,
And then the last step is what?
the addition.
Addition. So step 4 is addition. Is addition. And that's what? 2.9 plus 9.
It's going to give you 11.9.
That's right. That's your answer. 11.9. That's an equal. Any questions on that problem?
No.
Okay, so that's equal to 11.9. That's your answer using the order of operation.
Mhm.
Questions? All right.
No.
Okay, let's do another one then. All right. Okay, that was number 1. Okay, simplify. Okay, that was actually number 1. Okay, do this one.
Same thing. Which is 202.
Okay, tell me what answer you get for this one. Simplify 19 minus 7 in parentheses divided by 4 plus 11. Just tell me your answer.
That's number which one?
This was, let's see, did I call that one number 1? Okay, so this is really number 2.
Which is number 2?
This is number 2.
Oh, that's number 2. Okay.
Simplify. All right. Let me just bring it. I just put it on the next.
E minus.
Okay, now it's
7.
easier because it doesn't have anything before it. Okay, so tell me your answer.
4
Anybody
plus
got the answer?
11.
Maureen, you got an answer?
I got 28 over 25.
Yeah.
Got 28 over 25?
That what I got.
What did you
Minus 7
what
this
did you
is-
get, Vanessa?
times 4 plus 11. So you divide
28.35.
12 could go into 4. 12 4 is 3 plus 11. 14.
14. Maureen, what did you say you got? Maureen, what was your answer?
I can't remember. I have it up my computer. I laugh on
Make
it.
me laugh.
Maureen, what did you get?
Get a big number, man.
What did you do first?
I do the parentheses first.
Okay, so what do you get for the parentheses? 19 minus 7.
Oh,
19 minus 7. I subtract, yeah. I put all in one. I subtract 7 from 19, right?
Yes.
It's
Hey,
12.
okay, then what did you do next? What's the next
And
step?
then let's see. And then I divide it by 12 by 4,
And you got what?
3,
And then what was the next step?
and 11, 30,
And the answer.
14.
So how did you get that big number?
I calculate sometimes the calculator don't put the thing, good thing.
Okay. Yeah, if you put it in right, the calculator will give you the right answer. But Vanessa is right. You do the paren first. 19 minus 7, 12. Then do the division. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Then do the additions. 3 and 11, 14.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Answer 14. Okay. That was number 2. I want you to do number 3.
Number 3.
Here we go. Number 3. And let me just put this here. Simplify this expression. 2 times, in parentheses, 9 minus 2 plus 3 and divided by 4. What's the answer? Anybody want to give the answer?
Divided by 4. Okay, we have to do everything in parentheses. So you do 9 minus 3, you get 7 plus 3. Okay, I get 10.
There's 2 9s.
Any
Minus
answers?
10. One moment. 10 divided
Parentheses, multiplication, division. That's
2.4. 2.5.
wait, what did you get for the parentheses, Vanessa?
Oh yes, I had to multiply. I'm sorry. Oh,
What did you
I'm
get for the parentheses when you evaluated just
no
the
man,
parentheses?
that didn't multiply.
2
Thank
9
you.
is 18.
Oh yes. First, I have to do what is in parentheses, right?
Yes.
But and then you multiply.
Then you multiply. Then you divide. Those are your
When you
steps.
get that, okay, come out to 10, multiply by 2 equal to 20, right? Divided by 4, 5. Barbara,
You got what?
would it be 5?
Yes, that is correct. 9 minus 2 plus 3 is 10. 2 times 10 is 20. And 20 divided by 4, answer 5. Is that what you got, Maureen?
Yeah.
That's the answer. 9 minus 2 plus 3 is 7 plus 3 is 10. This becomes 2 times 10 is 20.
20.
And 20 divided by 4 is 5. All right.
Yes.
And I want you to do, I think I have a word problem here for you to do. Okay. I want you to do this word problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Which you want us to do?
I want you to do this word problem. Can you read it? Vanessa, read number 4.
Okay. On Thursday, Meat King Market sold 210 pounds of ground beef. On Friday, they sold twice that amount. On Saturday, they sold only 130 pounds. How much meat did they sell on Friday?
How much more meat?
How much more meat did they sell on Friday than Saturday? Let me see, four, number
Okay.
Very
four.
good.
Thursday, they sold how many pounds?
2 pounds.
Mhm.
Like,
This is
Friday,
third.
the 7th.
So write down what they sold on
All
Thursday.
twice the amount, say double it. So that is
Right, that's
420.
right. So Friday, that's it, Vanessa. So Friday, they sold twice that amount. So twice the 210, right?
And on Saturday, they sold
And
130.
Saturday, they sold 130. And you tried
Saturday,
to find how much more meat
30.
did they sell on Friday than Saturday. So how much do they sell on Thursday, Vanessa?
So you add them together and then what remains, you take it away from Saturday. Thursday they sold 210.
Right? So what did they sell on Friday?
On Friday they sell 420.
Okay, so Friday is 2 times 210
Two
equal
and that
420. 420
Okay.
pounds. All right. Now
30,
Saturday they sold how many? How many pounds?
130.
30 pounds.
130 pounds. Okay.
How many pounds?
130 pounds. Now you looking for what? How much more meat do they sell on Friday than Saturday? How do you find it, Maureen?
Okay, so you take the 420.
I
Right.
subtracting the 420,
Mm-hmm.
are
Yep.
you from 130?
Subtracting
Yep.
the 420 from the one, that'll give you a negative number.
So you do
What do you-
130
what do you-
from 420.
That's right. It's the other way, Maureen. 420 minus
Right,
130.
130. Yeah.
You said the
Mhm.
130 from 120. You said the 420 from 130.
Oh.
You said the opposite. What's that equal to?
Sorry.
What is that equal to?
Okay.
What's the answer, Maureen? What's
Two eighty.
420 minus 130?
One moment. Let's
3
become
What do you get,
3.
Vanessa?
290.
Okay. So from there is
130
9.
from
290.
420.
I think Maureen said it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 290.
Maureen just said,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she said 290. Yes. All right, 290 pounds.
290, right? You just said, right, Maureen?
Yeah.
Yeah, 290 pounds. So 290 pounds more meat than on, well, Friday. So 290 pounds more meat than on Saturday. That should be your answer, 290 pounds. Now we have just a review now. Okay. Going back to greatest common factor, least common multiple. What's the least common multiple for 12 and 15? What answer?
12 and 15, 3.
What's the least common multiple?
For 12 and 15.
Yes.
Okay. 12 and 15.
3. Is it 3?
Well, you've got 60. Here are your choices. 60, 5, 30, 180. Which one?
Okay.
180?
It's too high.
180?
That's putting us in trouble.
Remember,
I said 60.
for
Try
12,
60.
what are your give me your multiples for 12, Vanessa. What are your multiples?
Multiple for 12 is for 12, right?
Yes.
Is 1.
No. 12 times 1 is 12. Remember, you multiply
12.
by 1, then 2, then 3.
Yes.
1, 3, and
12,
4.
12 times 2 is what?
24.
What's the next one?
12 times 3 is 36.
You're adding 12 each time, right?
Uh-huh.
And
12
36
times
and
4
12.
is
36 and 12 is what?
48.
And 48 and 12 is
60.
60. Okay, now let's take the 15. Now we're here putting the multiples, right? So what are your
Mhm.
multiples of 15, Vanessa? 15
Um,
times 1 is 15.
15 times 2 is 30, 15
30.
times, this is 45, 15 times 60.
So what's the least common multiple? What's the answer?
Same A.
A, that's right. Maureen, you follow?
Yeah.
You've got to get the least common multiple of each number. And when they match, the least common number where they match is 60. Right? Because they don't match until you hit the 60, right? So your least common multiple is 60. Answer A. Questions? And now find the greatest common factor. Now, the factors is when you start with the 1 and then you go to the next number. So tell me the greatest common factor for 1836 and 81.
Okay.
Get your factors for the 18, your factors for the 36, and your factors for the 81.
Is the 9? It can be 9.
Greatest common factor, you would say 9.
It can be 9. It can be D because you do
1 to
1.
18, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in between,
you
1
have
to 36, and then in between,
mhm,
and then
One,
1 to 81, and in between.
B.
Vanessa, you
That's it.
said it was 1.
I say it was D.
Okay. And you are right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you put the numbers in between,
All can
9
go.
can
All
go to
can, yes.
18, it
Everything,
goes to
yes.
36, and goes to 81. So the
Yeah.
answer would be D.
Mm.
You didn't really have to go through this because you can look at the numbers and see that when you
Mhm.
divide, well, 6 won't go at 81. So you know 6 can't be a
I know.
factor, right? So
Oh.
answer would be D.
Yes.
Okay. Now, just one other thing, I want you to understand something about discount. What do you know about discount?
Discount.
Yeah, you use it all the time when you're shopping.
All the time. Of course, you're going to ask them you have any discount. You have to discount.
Yes, we always looking to save, right? 20% off, 30% off, all right? Now, just to make sure you know how to find your discount price. Okay, you have a laptop selling that costs 600, it's 20% off. So to find out how much your discount is, you take 20% of 600. That means you're saving $120. So that means your sales price is going to be that 120 from the 600, which would be what, 480.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make sure you know how to find your sales price once you know your discount,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes.
Now, another way of doing it is you could just, if it's 20% off, take 80% of the cost, and that gives you 480. So that's the sales price. All right.
Mhm.
Now, applying this, I want you to solve this. Peter has $100. The price of a watch is $60. If he gets a $25 discount, can he buy 2 watches? Figure it out. Tell me if it's yes, he can buy, no, and then tell me why. This is mental math, actually.
60 over 100.
Because remember now, 25% is what fraction?
1/4.
So it's easier to work with that 1/4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 1/4
Yes.
you can use for your discount. So what's 1/4 of 60? That's a math. 25% is 1/4. What's 1/4 of $60? Maureen, what's 1/4 of 60? What's 1/4 times 60?
15.
15, right? So that's how much the savings is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's 60 and he's saving 15, how much is he paying for every watch, Maureen?
Probably 16.
How much?
And he got $100. Mm-hmm.
No, if the watch was $60 and he got a $15 discount, how much is he paying for the watch? How much is he paying, Vanessa? Vanessa's gone.
$9.
No. The price is $60.
Mm-hmm.
The discount is 15. So how much is the watch costing Peter? Vanessa, we lost you. Vanessa, are you there? You're on mute. Vanessa, you're
Yes,
on.
I'm here.
Okay, now I said the price of a watch is 60.
Yeah.
Peter gets a 25% discount. He has $100. Can he buy 2 watches? And I'm saying it's easier to make the 25% a fraction 1/4. 1/4 times 60 is $15.
Yes.
That's the discount. In other words, he's saving $15 on each watch. So my question, Vanessa, if the watch costs $60 and he's saving 15, how much is he paying for each watch?
Oh, $85.
No, Vanessa,
Oh.
how much is he paying for each watch?
The price.
The regular
Not
price is
100, the
60.
price of 60, right?
Yeah, and
And
he's saving $15 on
so
each
therefore,
watch.
how much? Wait, 60 minus from 15.
That's right. What's that equal to?
This is 5 and 1, this is 5. $45.
That's right. So $45
Mm-hmm.
is the sales price of each watch.
Yeah,
So what would 2 watches cost?
$85, $90.
Right. 2 times 45
$5.90.
equal 90. And that's the cost of 2 watches. Now he has $100. Can he buy the 2 watches?
Yeah.
Yes, can.
Yes, because he has $100 and the cost is 90. So the answer would be yes. All right.
Yeah.
Questions?
No.
Okay, we're gonna stop here and I'll be sending you some homework, but not a lot, just a few problems to do over the break. Remember, we're off next week. So
Yeah.
I'll send you a few problems to do over the break. Okay, not many, I think about 5. Okay.
I got here late because my visiting nurse was there.
Oh, okay.
That's why I gotta check my temperature, check my medication, do all this there.
Yeah, they do all of that. I know. I've gone through that. They're very thorough. I mean, it's
Yeah.
good. It's good they can come and save you a
Yeah.
trip, Any questions on anything?
No.